Hello, and welcome to episode 5 of our Sports Card Tracker program. In today's episode, we are going to look at adding a card. So the first thing that we are going to do is create a new class. We're going to call this class New Card Menu. Now that will create a blank class for us. So there are two variables that will be passed when we call this class, and they are the username and password. So we need to declare those. So it's private, static, string, username, and private, static, string, password. Now we're going to have some constants. If you remember in a prior episode, we limited the number of characters in our database tables to have either 8 characters, 32 characters, or 64 characters. So to prevent an error from happening, we are creating the constants to limit the amount of characters that the user can enter into specific fields. So the first constant, private, static, final, int, and it's going to be field limit 8. We're going to give it the value of 8. The next one is going to be private, static, final, int, field limit 32 equals 32. And our last one for this is private, static, final, int, field limit 64 equals 64. So our next constant is going to be the size of the image for our sports cards. So that's private, static, final, int, image width, and we're going to have the width be 250. Private, static, final, int, image height, and we'll make that 300. And finally, we're going to limit the size of our text fields so everything will align properly on our new scene. Private, static, final, int, and we're going to call this one column count text 08, and we're going to make that with 8. Private, static, final, int, column count text 16, and we're going to make that equal 16. And our last constant is private, static, final, int, column count text 32, and we're going to give that the value of 32. So that's all of our constants declared. Now let's declare our constructor. Public new card menu, and we're going to have passed to it a stage. We're going to name that primary stage. And we're going to have our username passed to it, so string user, and finally we're going to have our password, string pwd. We'll put our import in for stage. So our username will be our user, and our password will be pwd. Now we're going to declare our stage. Stage equals new stage. We need a border pane. And we're going to call it new card equals new border pane. Put my imports in. When this window is open, we don't want the user to be able to do anything else. They have to close this window before they can go back to the main program. So we're going to do the same thing that we did with the About menu, and we're going to use our modality. So stage.init modality, and we're going to pass it modality, and we're going to specify that as application modal. Now we want this linked to our original window. So we say stage.init owner and primary stage. Now we're going to set up our new card scene. Up the new card scene. So we're going to declare our scene new card scene equals new scene. And we're going to assign it the border pane, new card. And we're going to make it the same dimensions of our main window. So we'll use the constants main dot default width and main dot default height. Now we'll add our import for our scene. So the way we're going to set this up is we're going to use our V boxes and our H boxes again. So what I'm going to do is I want to create a V box and I want to give it 9 rows. So that means I have to create 9 H boxes of varying sizes depending on how I want the layout to go. So on some rows, I'm going to have 4 items, and other rows, I'm going to have 2 items. So we'll declare our VBox first. And I'm going to call it vertical alignment equals new VBox. And we're going to have our 9 rows. Now we'll add our import. So now we're going to declare our 9 H boxes. So the first one will be H box row 01 equals new H box, and I'm going to have the value of 4 in it. I'll add my import. Now I'm just going to copy this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then we'll just change our row number. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now in our first row, we want to have 4. Our second row, we want to have 4. Our third row, we want to have 4. Our fourth row, we want to have 4. Our fifth row, we want to have 2. Our sixth row, we want to have 2. Our seventh row, we want to have 4. Our eighth row, we want to have 2. And our final row, row number 9, we want to have 3. Now, as we create each row, you'll see why we've chosen the numbers that we have. So our first row, row 1, we're going to have in here label, and I'm going to call it label brand name equals new label, and we're going to give it the value of brand name. I'll add my import. So the next field I want is a combo box. And it's going to accept strings. And we're going to name it CB brand name. CB stands for combo box equals new combo box. Don't forget the less than and greater than signs. Now we add our import. Now we're going to add a list of items for our combo box. To do this, we're going to create an observable list. Observable list. And it's going to be of type string. And I'm going to call it brand list. It's going to equal fx collections dot observable array list, and I'm going to have please select a brand, and then I'm going to have brand 1 and brand 2. We have to add our imports for the observable list. And then we have to add an import for our FX collections. So now we need to assign our brand list to our combo box. So CB brand name dot set items, and we assign it brand list. So also in this row, we want to have the sports name as well. So label LBL sports name equals new label, and we're going to give it the value of sport. Now we're going to have a combo box for this as well. So combo box, and it's going to be a string as well. And we're going to name it CB sports name equals new combo box. And we're going to do the same thing as we did above. Observable list string. And this one we're going to call sport list equals fx collections dot observable array list, and we're going to put in here please select sport dot, and we're going to have sport 1 and sport 2. Now, like we did with the other combo box, we want to set the items. So CB sports name dot set items, and we're going to assign it the sports list. We want to have it so that these combo boxes are editable. So cb brand name dot set editable. We want that to be true. And then cb port name dot set editable. We want that to be true. Now we're going to assign our labels and our combo boxes to the hbox. Row 01, we want to get our children dot add all, and we're going to put in here label brand name, our combo box brand name, our label ports name, and our combo box sports name. Now we want to set our alignment. So row 01 dot set alignment, and we want it to be center. So that's row 1. Let's go to row 2. So in row 2, we're going to have 4 items again. The first one is going to be a label. I'm going to name it LBL card year equals new label. And we're going to give this the value of card year. Next up is a text field, and we're going to call it txt card year equals new text field. Now we'll have to add our imports because it's the first time we've used it. This is where we get to use our limiting of our columns for the first time. Txt card year dot set preferred column count, and we're going to use column count text 08. Now we're going to prompt the user to enter in the proper year, card year dot set prompt text, and we're going to put in here 2025 26. In order to be able to properly limit our field count, we need to use a new concept, and it's a text formatter. So to do this, we're going to use txt card year dot set text formatter, and we're going to set up a text formatter. So it's new text formatter change, and we'll use our lambda expression, and we're going to put in here if change dot get control new text dot length is greater than, this is where we used our field limit constant, so it would be field limit, and for this one it's 8. We are going to return null, so it'll be as if they never pressed a key. Otherwise it will return the key that was pressed. Now we'll have to add our import for text formatter. Now we want the set name. So we're going to create a label. We're going to call it LBL set name equals new label. And we're going to give it the value of set name. Now this is going to be a combo box. So combo box. And it's going to be a string again. And we're going to give it the name of CB set name equals new combo box. And don't forget our less than and greater than symbols. And we want the CB set name set editable. We want that to be true. Now we want to assign our set names to it. So observable list. It's going to be string. And we're going to call it set list equals fx collections dot observable array list. And we're going to give it the values of please select a set and set name 1 and set name 2. And then we'll assign this list to our combo set name, cb set name dot set items, and we're going to put in here set list. So now we're going to assign these labels and combo boxes to our row 2. So it's row 02 dot get children dot add all. So we want our card year first, LBL card year, then our text field, txt card year, then we want our set name, LBL set name, and finally CB set name. Now we want to set our alignment, row 02 dot set alignment, and we want it in the center. Now we're on to row 3. Row 03. So in this row, we're going to add our card number. So we want label LBL card number equals new label. And we're going to give the value of card number. Now we want a text field. And we're going to call it txt card number equals new text field. Now with this one, we only want numbers. So we're going to have to filter to allow only numbers. So with this one here, we are using a unary operator, and it's going to be a text formatter dot change, and we're going to call it filter equals change, where if our string text equals change dot get control new text if our text dot matches, and we're going to use the value of //d star. Now that will allow numbers, and it will also allow us to use our backspace. So if you accidentally put in a number that's incorrect, it'll allow you to remove that number. If it matches a number, we want to return that number. Return change. And if it doesn't match our number, we want to return nothing. So that will veto the change. Unary operator, we have to add our import. Now we have to assign our filter to our text field. So it's text card number dot set text formatter, and we're going to assign it a new text formatter and filter. Now again, we want to limit how many characters a person can enter, because our field in our database table is only 8 characters. Text card number dot set ref column count and we're going to give it the constant column count text 08. Now we're going to set a prompt for the user. txt card number dot set prompt text, and our prompt text for this is we're just going to put in the number 23. Now in the same row, we also want the user to enter in the player name. We're going to create a label LBL player name equals new label, and we're going to give it the value player name. And then we're going to create a text field, and we're going to call it txt player name equals new text field. And with this, we're going to put text player name. Now, we want to limit the number of characters that they can enter for the player name. We set up in our database that it can only hold 64 characters. So we need to limit that. So player name dot set text formatter, and we're going to pass it a new text formatter, and change lambda expression in here if change dot get control new text dot length is greater than field limit 64. We want to return null. We want to return change. Even though our field length for our player name can be 64 characters, we want to limit to 32 characters. So to do this, text player name dot set ref column count, and we're putting in here column count text 32. Now we're going to prompt the user. Set prompt text. And we're just going to put in here player's complete name. Now we're going to add these to our row. Row 03 dot get children add all, and we want to add them in the order LBL card number, ext card number, and we had LBL player name, and finally we had ext player name, and then we're going to set our alignment. Row 03 dot set alignment and center. Now we're going to go on to row 4. So for row 4, we're going to create a label again, and we're naming it variations. Label variations name equals new label, and we're giving it the value variation. Then we're going to create another combo box. Combo box CB variation equals new combo box. And it accepts a string. We have to make sure we put that in. Then we're going to set it editable. CB variation dot set editable, and we want that to be true. Now we're going to create our array list as well. So observable list, and it's a string. Variation list equals fx. So instructions dot observable array list, and we're going to give it the value. Please select a variation dot dot dot, and then we're going to have variation 4, variation 1, and then we're going to have variation 2, and we're going to assign the list DB variation set item variation list. And we're going to create another label for conditions. Label, and we're going to call it LBL condition name equals new label condition. Now we're going to have a combo box for this as well. Combo box string, and we're going to name this CB condition equals new combo box. Now we're going to set up our list again. Observable list, and it's going to be a string, and we're going to call this one condition list equals fx collections dot observable array list, and we're going to give it the values. Please select a condition dot dot, and we're going to give it condition 1 and condition 2. Now we need to assign the list to our combo box. CV condition dot set items condition list. Now we're going to assign these to our row. So it's row 04 dot get children dot add all, and we're going to put in here LBL variations name, DB variation, LBL condition name, and CB condition. Now we're setting on our alignment. Row 04 dot set alignment to our center. Now row 05. So again, we set up a label. Label LBL collection name equals new label collection name. And then we're going to create a text field. Text field txt collection equals new text field. Again, we're going to limit our field to 64. So txt collection dot set text formatter new text formatter change if change dot get control new text dot length is greater than, we're using the field limit 64, return null, and if it's okay, we'll return change. Now we have to add our prompt text. txt collection dot set prompt text, and we're going to put in here IE personal. Now we only want to show 32 characters, even though it can be 64 characters. txt collection dot set referred column count, and we want to put in here column count text 32. Now we're going to add that to our row 5. Row 05 dot get children dot add all, and we're going to put in here LBL collection name txt collection. Now we want to set up our alignment. Row 05 dot set alignment, and we want it to be centered. Now row 06. For row 06, we're going to create a label. Label LBL row equals new label, and we're going to call this container, and we're going to create a text field. txt row equals new text field, and again we want to limit how many characters we see, so it's txt row dot set text formatter new text formatter if change dot get control new text dot length is greater than fi field limit 32, return null, otherwise return change. And we only want it to show up 32 characters on our screen. We want to put in here text row dot set ref column count, and we want to put in here column count text 32. Now we put in our prompt text row dot set prompt text, and we're going to put in here IE binder number 3. Now we want to add everything to a row 6. So row 06 dot get children dot add all LBL row and txt row. And we want to set our alignment row 06 dot set alignment, and we want it to be PLS center. Row 07, we're going to have a label, and we're going to call it LBL bin equals new label, and we're going to give it the value of shelf or row. Next, we're having a text field, and we're going to call it txt bin equals new text field. Now again, we want to limit how many characters. In this case, we want 32 characters. Txt bin dot set text formatter, and we want to pass it new text formatter and change the lambda expression if change dot get control new text dot length is greater than, and we're going to use the constant field limit 32, return null, and if it's okay, return change. We're going to set up our prompt text txt bin dot set prompt text, and I'm just going to put in here IE page number 12. Text bin dot set ref column count, and we're going to use the value column count text 16. Now we're also going to include our shelf on this. So label LBL shelf equals new label, and we're going to give it the value of position or pocket. And then we're going to use a text field as well. Text field, and I'm going to call it txt self equals new text field text self dot set text formatter new text formatter change to lambda access to a lambda expression, and if change dot get control new text dot length is greater than field limit 32, we want to return null. Otherwise, return change. So our prompt text for this will be text self dot set prompt text i.e. pocket number 8. And we only want to show 16 characters, so text self dot set ref column count, and we're passing it the value of column count text 16. Now we want to add this to our row. Row 07 dot get children dot add all, and we want to put them in order, so it's lbl bin txt bin lbl self and txt self. We want to set up our alignment. Row 07 dot set alignment to the center. Row 08. In this row, we're going to have our images. Label LBL front image equals new label, and we're going to give it the value of front image. Then I'm going to have the back image label LBL back image equals new label. I'm going to give it the value of back image. We want to set our alignment for our text to be centered. So it's LBL front image dot set alignment, and we're going to have it centered. And then we're going to set our preference size. So LBL front image dot set ref size, and we're going to use image width and image height. Okay, so now we want to highlight these so that it shows up, that you can see the whole label. So I'm going to use LBL front image set style, and I'm going to put in here -fx border color black, and I want to give it a border width of 2, so fx border width 2, and I want that border to be solid, so -fx border, tile, and solid. So it's basically the same code for the back image. So I'm just going to copy that down and change front to back. Now we're going to add that to our row. The row 08.get children add all LBL front image and LBL back image. And then we want to align it. So row 08.set alignment, and we want it to be centered. So our row 9 is going to have our buttons. Row 09. So there's going to be 3 buttons. So button btn add card equals new button add card button btn clear equals new button clear fields, and button btn close equals new button. We're going to give it the value of close. Now I'm going to add my imports. And I want to set my sizes for these. I'll do the first one, button add card dot set min size. And we're going to get our constant from our main class. So main, we want the button width, and we want main dot button height. So that's going to be the same for the other two. So I'm just going to change the text to button clear and button close. The only button that I'm going to set up an action for at this point in time is our close button, because it's relatively simple. The button close set on action event close event page dot close, and we'll put in our import. Make sure we choose the javafx import. Now we're going to add everything to our row 9. So row 09 dot get children add all. So we're going to put in our 3 buttons: button add card, button clear, and button close. Now we want to align this. Row 09.set alignment, and we want it to be center. And then finally, we're going to add all of our rows to our vertical alignment. Vertical alignment dot get children dot add all, and row 01, row 02, row 03, row 04, row 05, row 06, row 07, row 08, and row 09. And we're going to set an alignment vertical alignment dot set alignment, and we are going to use cos dot top center. Okay, and finally we're going to add components to stage and show. So new card set center, and we're going to pass it our vertical alignment vbox stage dot set title, and we're going to call it sports card tracker add new card. Now we're going to give it an icon. Stage dot get icons dot add new image. We're going to pass it our path com/bor/resources / and we're going to use our sports card icon. Icon.png. And we'll have to add our import. Then we have to set our scene. And we're going to pass it our new card scene. And the very last thing we need to do on this is stage.show. Now we have to go back to our sports card tracker. And in our switch, put in a case. And this one will be add card. In here, we'll go new card menu, new card equals new card menu, and we'll pass it our stage, our username, and our user password. And then we want it to end, so we put a break. Now we compile this, and when we run it, log in. Under our file menu, when we click on add card, you'll see our new sports card tracker. You can see your brands and our prompt texts. Now with the combos, we'll fix prompt text not showing up as our default selection in the next one. In condition, CB condition dot set editable. We want that to be true. So that's episode 5. Tune in next time for episode 6, where we'll look at populating the tables for brand names, sports, variations, and conditions.